Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another BrainScratch Commentaries. Now, sit back and let me tell you the story of the day Samus Aran took over Nintendo's creative control for one day to say, hey, you know what? Let's do the first game again. But let's tell it via my perspective. You guys missed all the space pirates. I mean, the manual specifically states that there are space pirates, but we don't see one goddamn space pirate in this game. So let's start over. Let's do it right. And by the way, I have everything I had in Super Metroid and a macchiato in my gunship every Tuesday. Do I make myself clear? It's Metroid Zero Mission, ladies and gentlemen, for the Game Boy Advance.
Hey, can I just say I love this game?
Metroid Zero Mission is one of the best Metroid games. It's either this or Fusion that I'll go back to play 9 times out of 10.
It's fundamentally 3/4 the original Metroid game, except, it controls well. Better and looks a lot better. And looks a lot nicer, and, well, it's not such a surprise that Samus is female when she has eyelashes like that looking out the helmet, is it?
By shonen male.
Yeah, Speed Racer.
I'm pretty sure that when she dies, she does the Super Metroid kind of explosion-y type thing. So,
but when are you dying in this game?
I died the first couple of times I played, but if you're a Metroid aficionado, this is probably the easiest Metroid game.
Dying is very possible if you're playing in hard mode.
Well, hard mode's just kind of BS because they double enemy damage and like cut your health down by half. So, that's not hard mode, that's just don't get hit mode. There is a difference.
I believe hard mode enemies' health is double. They also do double damage, and they also add more enemies and completely change enemy variations. So in a room where you may be facing 3 regular creepy crawlies like that, I think they're Zoomers. You may be facing the red variation instead, who take more punishment and also deal more punishment.
Yep.
Oh, look at you and your wall jump strats there.
Hey, yeah, because they brought the rollback jump to how it worked in Super Metroid. You can now wall jump off of a single wall.
I can never do that, not in this game and not in Super Metroid.
I would say it's the hardest to pull off in Zero Mission because
Samus is her heaviest here.
If we're talking about how Samus controls, she's super fucking fast with jumps in this one.
She controls pretty much exactly like Fusion, if I remember correctly.
But I would say it's quicker than Fusion, just slightly. There are differences, but the floatiness of Super Metroid is gone.
Oh, you don't have to go up there?
No, nope. You don't have to go up there. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm timing a crouch shot with a morph ball so that I can break this block open. This allows me to skip the sequence where you have to go up and to the left to see the room with the Ridley and Kraid statues, pretty much your end game goal. And that wastes about a minute and a half if you decide to go that way, because you also have to go all the way to the right and kill this big enemy. But if you go into Morph Ball and shoot a projectile at the same time, it's pretty close.
Yeah, so you can follow the projectile over and see it destroy the block before it goes off screen. Yeah,
GDQ hype.
Pretty neat trick.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, this is what I classify as TED%, because I'm going after every item at Ted's request. I'm also using save rooms.
Yeah.
not at Ted's request, but more like his. I'm handling this run very similar to Metroid Prime, where I love Zero Mission. 100%ing it is an entirely different story. In fact, I would say Zero Mission is my least favorite Metroid game at 100%, besides the original and 2.
Well, the original and 2 are just not that fun to go back to.
No.
Because Metroid 1 controls like ass. Metroid 1's very comparable to Zelda 1, I think, where it's just outdated and archaic and clunky, and aren't you supposed to go right there to go to Nofar?
It's got that 8-bit stiffness, and
yeah.
Zelda 1, in a different sense, had that too, because you were locked into 4 directions. But,
Ted, I would go to the right, but I need bombs to do that.
Bombs.
Okay, I haven't played through Zero Mission in forever because it's not on the goddamn Wii U Virtual Console for some reason.
Yeah, it's on the Wii U Virtual Console in Japan, I want to say.
Even though Japan doesn't like Metroid.
Same thing with Sonic Advance. That's on the Virtual Console in Japan, even though they don't give a shit about Sonic.
Yeah. It was released in Japan's Wii U Virtual Console June of last year, and Europe got it in March. So what's the fucking holdup? I hope that's not...
They're waiting for Federation Force, so it'll be relevant.
They're not waiting for the 30th anniversary, which is next year, right? That's not how you celebrate an anniversary. Zero Mission on the Wii U should complement something else, should not be the main fucking event.
If I had to criticize Nintendo of America for one thing, it's that they're a little too focused on marketing. Like, they're trying to optimize everything, and if you try too hard to optimize, you wind up doing the opposite sometimes, you know?
Well, I hear it may have been because Zero Mission comes pre-equipped with the original Metroid once you beat the game.
Yeah. That might be.
And Metroid on the NES is another thing you can also get in the Virtual Console.
So they want people to buy that first.
Yeah.
Fair. They also put up the original Mario Brothers on NES, and they have all of the Super Mario Advance things, which also come with the Mario Brothers remake.
That's a great point. So I see no reason why to hesitate, as long as they have with Zero Mission.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's silly, but Zero Mission is a fantastic game. I love how quick the game plays, because Metroid has a reputation for being slow paced. Like, you know, you explore everything. This game plays so fast.
Well, to be honest, the slow paced reputation really only applies to Prime.
Well, I think it's... I know that speedrunning is a popular thing with Metroid, but the first time you play a Metroid game, you are going to be exploring every nook and cranny, but it feels fast in this game because of how snappy everything is.
That's what I mean. It's in Metroid Prime, you're in a wide open 3D environment, and you're scanning things all over the place the first time you play. It feels very meticulous. From Super Metroid onward, the 2D Metroid games and just Metroidvania 2D in general has a way of flowing, even when you're exploring, because there's not a whole lot in any single room that holds you up for an amount of time, so the pace keeps going.
Without purposely going after every item, because that's when Zero Mission decides to bog down.
Yeah, it's mainly player choice that slows you down in a game like this. Whereas with Metroid Prime, the game's overall design does not promote a quick and flowful first playthrough. More often, you're taking it slow and getting immersed in a game like that, and that's great. That's wonderful. It's its own kind of game. I love that kind of stuff, but I love this kind of stuff too.
In defense of Prime, I think Prime 3 does speed up the inherent gameplay. I'm not sure how the trilogy port of Prime 1 and 2 speeds up the game, because I still haven't played those.
Well, a part of what makes Prime 3 so has a faster pace in Prime 1 and 2 is
structure.
I would say not even structure, your original equipment. Prime 3 gives you space jump right off the bat.
So you can jump twice, is it?
So you can jump twice.
Okay, yeah. I forget
giving you a lot more maneuverability than what you would in Prime 1 and Prime 2. Now, granted, the same could be said for Prime 1 if you sequence break. But that's not the intended way.
How much of your original equipment do they take away from you in Prime 2? Because in this game, Samus just starts off with nothing because it's her first goddamn game, and it makes sense. But that's always just been a pet peeve of mine with Metroid, is that they always come up with stupid goddamn explanations for why everything is gone.
Well, they don't even bother at all, hence Metroid 2.
In Prime 2 and Prime 3, they don't exactly take away your basic equipment. Well, not for the most part anyway, because instead of forcing you to get the Various Suit and Gravity Suit again like they do in Prime 1, they actually give you different armored suits to get for story reasons.
I know in Prime 3 you start off with some missiles, you start off with the Various Suit, I think the Charge Beam too, but you're still missing like the Plasma Beam, all this other shit. For some reason I got stuck in this room the first time I played because I didn't know that you could break that one little block next.
Yeah.
These places always creep me out the first time I played the game, because it's like it's a very eerie atmosphere on Crateria.
I can't explain what happens to other mobility upgrades between Prime 2 and Prime 3, but beam upgrades I can easily explain, because once Aether was restored in Prime 2, I think Samus had no reason to have the Light or Dark Beam or Annihilator Beam.
Yeah.
Hey, man! I'd keep any beam called the Annihilator Beam. You're just gonna bomb jump out of here instead of using the power grip.
Well, considering Prime 2's weapons had to do with the light and dark stuff going on that particular planet, I understand why she doesn't have those weapons going forward. But But yeah, I just think Prime 3 handled it the best as far as, making your character feel powerful at the start, like she damn well should after having going through all these different games and getting all these neat toys. Because there's nothing more frustrating than starting from zero again when you know your character shouldn't logically do that. And there have been a few games that try to hit a balance with that. Infamous 2 is a good one. Like, you lose some of your power at the beginning of the game because you get your ass kicked by the beast, but you start out with a lot more mobility and power than you had in the first game when you started. And, yeah, and that gives it a sense of elevation without losing the individual game's sense of progress, Yeah,
I got you. So, Ryan, what's your total experience with Zero Mission, if any?
I've played it a few times when it came out. I haven't played it in quite a long while. I'm like Ted here. I'm kind of waiting for the Wii U Virtual Console release because I can't be bothered to dig out my Game Boy Advance and stuff again. But
well, the only way I'm pretty sure that Zero Mission and Fusion are both GBA carts that I still have. A lot of mine got lost to the abyss. But the only problem, yeah, but I don't have a working GBA anymore, and the problem with playing it on the Game Boy player, which is my only real option for Game Boy Advance games at this point, is that there's no way in hell I'm playing a game like this with a control stick. No, thanks, bye.
I mean, definitely possible, but Ted, if that was the case, I think it really wouldn't hurt if you invested in a wide model GBA and a link cable, because it's so comfortable, Ted.
but like 5 Animal Crossing amiibos come out in January.
Yeah, I know.
I actually have Zero Mission as a cart myself. The only Game Boy Advance carts that I own are Zero Mission, Sonic Advance, coincidentally we were just talking about that, and Shining Force, Resurrection of the Dark Dragon. For some reason.
It's so weird to see, like, bomb jumps and stuff like that being used, because normally, like, I'm not good with sequence breaking. It's just, bomb jumping has never been something I've been good at in Metroid, so I'm so used to waiting until you get the Ice Beam to get that.
Dare I say, one of the best things that Zero Mission fixes between all the other Metroid games is that they speed up bomb jumping. They speed up bomb explosions in general.
And the beam stack.
Yeah. Well, they bring that back from no, Fusion did. Fusion did that.
I'm talking about the original Metroid.
Oh, okay.
Metroid 2 had swappable beams too,
yeah.
And that is, I think, still to this day the stupidest thing about the original Metroid, because having to backtrack for Metroid's a game where you're going to be backtracking anyway, but to go to like a specific area and realize, oh, I need the Ice Beam for this.
So you have to go back and reacquire it, essentially. Fuck your Chozo power-ups.
I don't need it. Like, yap. Where's Mother Brain? I swear to God, if I go inside this Chozo statue and he doesn't point towards Torian, something's blowing up. You were going to do that anyway. Shut up.
Well, you do. If you do go into Torian right now like this, you get hit by one of those annoying little ring motherfuckers. You're probably gonna be dead. So
no, but Metroids will definitely.
Yeah.
What's how like okay? So for a speed run of Zero Mission, how much shit do you skip? Like, can you get to Torian with no Varia suit?
Depends on the category. If you're doing any percent, it is very possible. In fact, the route I'm taking right now allows you to go to Ridley first, before Crate. So
I know that was like the way to do it in the original Metroid, wasn't it?
Well,
no.
I don't remember
in the original Metroid you could, but I don't think that was the intent.
I would argue against that, because Ridley is so much easier than Crate.
Well, no, by I'm saying the way to do it, I'm not meaning like the way the game intends you to do it. I'm saying the way that is just the most easy for the player.
Yeah, and for the original Metroid, I can't remember, to be honest. But I know that you go through Norfair first before any other area.
Yeah, Norfair. You go to Norfair. You take a detour to Criteria, that's really the only time you do stuff in Criteria is that little detour until the very end of the game. So it always kind of felt like tacked on, although I guess that makes sense because literally is tacked on.
Well, it's like criteria wasn't a thing until Super Metroid. They introduced criteria for Zero Mission to make it fit with inside the Metroid canon, I suppose.
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
because we got launched out of the can. I love those things for the.
No, I thought you were talking about like, yeah, Metroid has a canon. It was like his name's Samus, you fucking idiot.
And you know, I love when video games abbreviate the word "high" as HI. Because then it's just a completely different word. So, high potion, what do? Say hello every time you drink it? High jump, what are you jumping around saying, hi, I'm Daisy?
What did hi-fis mean for VHS tapes? Well, I guess high fidelity now I think about it.
Yeah.
That isn't funny at all.
Oh, what a very anticlimactic punchline.